Hey, check it out. So I'm revisiting my old first guitar I ever made for myself. Now, there was one guitar I made before this. There was a little Les Paul Jr., and it's gone. It was given away as a present, and it was made the same way as this. This was made out of oak floorboards, and you can still see the grain. I didn't know how to fill grain back when I made it. This is like 1991 when I'm making this. And there was just extra floorboards while my dad was putting down an oak floor in his kitchen. So I started to grab the pieces and I was like putting them together, tongue and groove this way. So it's neck through body. There's one piece that goes straight through all of them, and then there's extra pieces glued on. And then it was so thin, I went to the plastics place and I got a big piece of acrylic. And I was so into Hagströms and everything, and I just wanted like half plastic, half wood, half crazy. And I was left-handed. I couldn't get any weird guitars really at the time. So I started making this thing. And then the fretboard was made out of pine. And Home Depot just sold a piece of pine that was that thick. So I was like, hey, that's a good fretboard, right? I think I cut the slots with a hacksaw. And these frets may have been taken from another guitar. Either that or I bought them from a folk music store, the Bucks County Folk Music Store. And then I went and I cut out the inlays. And the pine is so soft, I just did it with like, chisel. And then I painted around them. I just taped off and painted black onto the pine. Came out pretty good. It's been staying all this time, looking good. The worst thing I did was I made a truss rod out of a threaded rod from Home Depot, and it was probably an okay thing to do. It's just I didn't know that you have to make a truss rod in a fillet shape. I just put a piece of threaded rod in there and tightened it up. I thought the tightening of it would keep it straight, and that's not true. And after I had glued it all together, I said to myself, oh, wait, you have to have like some strength in there. I think I learned how to make guitars from the Earl Scruggs book, because he shows you how to make a banjo from beginning to end. So all the ideas of the banjo making is really how I did this. Look at this tailpiece here. Now this is made from acrylic too, and all the ball ends load from the top, and then there's a slot for each string. I remember I wove a piece of wire through there just to get the string ground, but later on I learned about shielding tape, and I got that from I think like 2 or 3 years later, I learned about Stuart McDonald. So, and then these pickups were taken from an old Dan Electro, and I feel bad that I ruined that Jazzmaster looking Dan Electro, but years later, this thing is still kicking with these original Dan Electro pickups, and that's why it sounds so good. Now, you got this thing, right? What is that? That is a keychain noisemaker. It makes laser gun noises, right? So let's hear it. Only a couple of the keys work now, so let's try. Right? Just those two, right? So we used to play like, that was the band, Oh Mighty Isis. Now there's a matching bass out there, and it's pink. It's got a little Gibson pickup in it, Gibson Mini Humbucker EBO or something, and it matches this, and it's pink and it's short scale, and the bass player took it with her when she left the band, so I don't know where it is. Bind it, please. It's got a big happy flower on it that she stuck a sticker on it. Look out for it. It looks just like this. Yeah, and so there's a workaround here. There's like I carved too deep, and then the neck joint started to fall forward this way. So I pulled it back with a structural piece of metal just to pull it all back. And that's it. It still works to this day, and it sounds great. I changed the tuners at one point. Look at that headstock. I had the cheapest, acoustic guitar tuners at one point, but now I can't believe. I keep it tuned down so the neck doesn't bend, but when I tune it up, it's back. How about we hear that neck pickup? Both. Now it's tuned in fifths, and there's 5 courses, so it's a mandocello, 5-course mandocello. There's no radius; it's just flat on the fretboard. There you go, first guitar. Now, people always ask me about that thing, so I made a Galaxy because I made a Galaxy with one of those in it because I found more of these things. See that? Oh, there it is. It's back on a new guitar. Let's see if we can, there you go. Now this has a volume knob so we can control how loud it is here. Yeah. Always a little goofy, aren't they? So pretty fun, right? If you're not careful, this thing gets really loud, so you can really crank it up and scare the neighbors. And you can control the volume. So there you go. The keychain, the Executor keychain, back inside of a new Galaxy. And this one's for sale. This beauty with the blue switches. It's $2,200. It's all hand done. It's not a handmade guitar. Body and neck are factory made, but everything is hand done here. Frets leveled, dressed to perfection. It's a one of a kind at the moment. It's got a blue headstock with a badge. What a beautiful thing. So there you go. Keychain Executor back on a DiPinto guitar. There you go.